What's up? My name is Jack. I play bass in that Arena Rock show.
Yes, he does. And I'm Seebass from Rockin with Seebass, and you just saw an interesting, crazy bass solo by Jack the Ripper. How are you doing, my friend?
What's up? It's like Western almost. Like it feels country. It feels like it should be played on a banjo. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, you make it work.
Thank you.
You maybe next time you should ride in the country with the bass.
Yeah. I feel like I need to bounce my heel and have some hay or one of those straws out of my mouth.
Right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, as you can see, I have Jack the Ripper, as I told you before. Last week, I interviewed E Comp, or should I say Getty Rose, the guy that plays guitar for that Arena Rock show. Great guitar player, talked about his album and everything. But this time we're going to get to know about this crazy guy. This guy is the bass player, as we all know. But first off, what has the band been doing? How are you doing?
I'm good. We're prepping for all of our shows in May, because we like to be a little secretive, give everybody some surprises when we get back. We're definitely spending a lot of time rehearsing, and we're spending a lot of time, I'll say, working on the show as far as all the stuff outside of notes, getting costumes, we'll say special effects, definitely working on special effects, getting all those in line. And it's been, hard, but with not playing out, but, seeing the light at the end of the tunnel, the 22nd being our first show back, it feels really good. And it feels like everything, practicing at home or practicing as a group, it has more of a sense of direction, because it's we got 20 days, we got 19 days, 5 rehearsals, 6 rehearsals, however many we have left, So it feels like we're right about to go over the top of the hill. So it feels good. I'm excited.
I'm glad you guys are rehearsing and working hard to get to the shows running, because people are dying for some more shows. I know they're coming back, but I appreciate that you guys are doing that. And we have a little "Hey Jack" here by Michelle. Hey,
what's up? How you doing?
Denise also said something about Morris Snyder. I don't know, but hi, Denise.
I think she tagged him.
Oh, gotcha.
That could be
that makes sense. Well, what's talking about that Arena Rock show and what you guys have been doing. I met you around Riverfront. That was your first day with the band.
Mm-hmm.
How did you join the band?
So I had previously played for an artist named Mick Blankenship. Mm-hmm. I went out with him to California, and Nick actually played acoustic guitar with us when we went out there, because we had some performances, and Nick and I just really got along. So when a spot came open in the band, he just called me, actually right as the group that I was with before that Arena Rock show, we parted ways. So he called me within a day of leaving the old group. He was like, "Hey, do you want to come and join our group?" And I was like, yeah, absolutely. So it was just kind of like a chance encounter after, hanging with Nick. I think I got to know him. We had these really, really good burgers. And then we as a group, all of us went in the hot tub, and Dan was there, one of my friends, and so was Terry. We were just hanging in the hot tub after eating burgers, and I was like, wow, I'm having a really good time. So that's how I met him.
Party. Yeah. Sounds like a Motley Crue party.
Yeah, burgers. Yeah.
What kind of burgers were they?
I got a it had avocado on it which was really good, and then like a pepper jack cheese, and then like tomato. I don't know what Nick got, but I remember that burger. It was really good. And then for some reason they like, it was towards the end of the night, so they emptied out all the condiments. So I had like a whole tomato, a whole pickle, a head of lettuce, and just like all these extra vegetables that I'll probably remember, every time I get a burger. Just thinking about the extra condiments and all.
Let's not go too hungry now.
I know. Yeah.
So, and then of course, when I first saw you perform up there on that stage, I'm sitting there thinking, let's see what this guy can do. And I see you just ripping through that bass like crazy. And I'm thinking, where did you learn that? Where did you learn some of those stuff, man? Where?
So part of performing as Nita Strauss, I think she's lead for Alice Cooper, or like co-lead guitar, or maybe she's lead guitar. That's besides the point. But she was saying you can't just practice like sitting down,
right?
You don't perform just sitting down. So to get comfortable and like out of my element, I'll like, once I learn a song, then I'll practice it jogging in place, and then I might play it like with my hand upside down, or put like the neck underneath my leg and like do it over, or play with like the bass behind my head. Because one like really important aspect to performing and looking like, like you should, is being okay with being uncomfortable when you're playing. You can't be like, I'm hot, I gotta go. It can't matter. And as for like the more technical, the faster stuff that I do, I'd say probably half of like the weekend nights, since I was old enough to be able to hold this instrument, I would just spend learning stuff. I spend a lot of time learning stuff by ear, and whenever I see a solo where like that, I learned by ear by just playing it really slow, going note by note, throwing 5, 6, 7 hours at it, just going really, really slow. It helps me to not feel like anxious or anything, if I'm just like, I can focus on this singular thing.
Right.
So kind of giving myself difficult tasks helps. And, picking stuff where I'm like, wow, that's kind of a challenge for me. It's fun,
Mm-hmm. And that's good because, I think it's good that you can perform like that, because we need people to perform and not just sitting there thinking, yeah, that's right. Mm-hmm. I play bass. I play guitar. I'm cool.
Yeah. As amazing as John Entwistle is, he would kind of just sit there, because he's called, he's like the ox, and he's a killer, amazing player. But like, I think the like ultimate guitar or bass is like, look at people like Nita Strauss or Flea, where they're just like jumping around, sweating, hopping, skipping, running, just like totally free,
Definitely. Yeah. Also, to all the people that are tuning in, if you guys do have some questions, feel free to ask, and I'll try to bring them up the comments as good as I can. Russ here actually did ask a good question here. He's asking, how long does it take you to learn a song?
Sure. If it's easier, I'll sometimes just listen to it. But if I'm ever in a rush to really, really learn a song quickly, YouTube is a great resource to just hear like individual bass tracks, like with any, especially if the song's been out for over 5 years, a lot of times there will be just the bass part, and then you can listen to that, learn it, and then put it in the song, because sometimes the bass is hard to hear. If I want to be totally comfortable walking into rehearsal with it, I'd say I like to make a chart. That's about 15 minutes. I'd say probably a half an hour, just because I'm really thorough. I'll like write out a chart, and then I'll practice it, jumping, hand upside down, all that stuff, so that when I go into rehearsal, it's totally comfortable, and I've practiced something that's more difficult, because I'm not going to play in rehearsal with my hand upside down jumping around. I think that's how you get sent home. But if that's what you're used to, then just playing it with people that you like is a lot easier.
I dare you to do the worm while you play bass.
I'm tempted. I don't eat. He does it so well,
Yeah, he's a talented guy, and so are you. I mean,
Jeezel, he's so good at guitar.
Oh yeah, And speaking of, other instruments, Denise here has asked a question here. She's wondering, do you play any other instruments?
Yeah. Over the course of quarantine, I saw all the additional time, and while it was tempting to throw it at like Skyrim or playing like on my Switch with my friends,
Mm-hmm.
I actually bought a piano and then also like a bass synthesizer, kind of like the ones they'd use in the 70s. And I've just been going through and getting comfortable with those.
Well, that's good to know. And you playing piano? Do you play any Beethoven? No, I'm just kidding.
I wish. I wish. That's a little bit above. That's a little bit above where I'm at, but I'd like to. He has some jams for sure.
But
Were you humming like Furelise? I want to. That'd be sick to learn. Da, 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 da.
I know a few people that can do that, but I'm not a musician. If I play it, it sounds like noise. If I practice, but but which song do you enjoy playing the most? I mean, you guys play a lot of songs, and I know you play a lot of songs by yourself as well. I mean, I just saw the solo. So, what song do you like playing the most?
I like Still of the Night because it's very, very intense, and then there's a little spot for me to be dramatic and stand up on the drum riser when it's that, and it's those like really, really long notes, and I can just stand up there and then catch my breath, and then during that song, as many times as I can, I'll try and jump off the riser because you can get some crazy air if you're like jumping off the riser. I just don't ever want to land on anyone, and it's always like, oh, this is the song. I wonder if I'm gonna land. I wonder if I'm gonna like piggyback on Tristan tonight, but it has not happened yet, and I'm thankful.
Maybe you should find a way to do what Randy Rhoads did. Get on Ozzy's back, or was it Ozzy on his back? I can't remember, but
yeah.
maybe you should do that, or take a little X and go like, okay, this is my X.
Yeah.
My space.
Yeah. Have like a landing zone. Yeah.
It could work. Now, that being said, I'm pretty sure Still the Night's a pretty challenging song, but what do you consider the most challenging song?
Probably, it's not like the bass part isn't super hard, but the backups on Living on a Prayer, they're so hard. Like I'll see a difference if we're playing a show in a month and I don't start practicing the backup vocals a month in advance. Like if I wait till it's like 2 weeks out, I'll like feel it when I'm playing it. Like, I'm not as strong as I should be. And then Round and Round by Rat. Doing that and singing is pretty hard.
It's a good song, and yeah, I would agree with you. That is a pretty hard song to learn. I'm pretty sure it was hard enough for Warren DeMartini to jump through the ground onto the table and playing that solo in front of all those rich people.
I know, yeah.
That's what you guys should do. You guys should make some type of montage video, and you guys playing upstairs, having a model come upstairs, and then you jumping down there going, yeah, what's up?
Or maybe even because I've been practicing jumping off those risers, we could set up like a little fake dinner table, have like a paper mache ceiling, and I can work on my box jumps and jump onto the table, try to not make a fool of myself. Yeah.
Amanda said that would rock.
That would, yeah. Yeah.
Wanda also is saying hello to us.
What's up, Wanda?
And I guess one of the fans said I look good, but I'm not going into that because I do look good. I always do. Got a lot of fans saying hi to us, so
what's up?
Amanda said, "Heck yeah!" Oh man, we got a lot of good comments here from everybody. Oh, Denise asked a good question here. This is actually related to one of my questions. So I guess thanks to Denise, I'll bring it up. Who chose your stage name?
Sure. My initials are JTR, Jack Thornton Ryan. And I wanted to come up with something that would use all of those. And then actually my dad, he was like, what about JTR, Jack the Ripper? Because that way we could like on all my cases, so no one steals them. I have like JTR painted on them so that there's never any confusion over like, that's my case. No, that has my initials on it. So that JTR was on there. And then he was like, what if you did like Jack the Ripper as your name. And then that was like my Instagram handle for about a year. And then when I was asked to join the band, they were like, you should come up with a stage name. And then I figured, oh, like Jack the Ripper is like, like thematic. So that's how that got to be. Thank you, Dad.
Yeah, I think honestly, I think having stage names is great, and it's kind of interesting. Every time I hear your name, Jack the Ripper, I don't know why. It's not an '80s song. It's a '90s song from one of my favorite grudge bands, Alice in Chains, Rooster.
Oh yeah.
I don't know why that song comes up to me when I hear your name.
Huh. It's a good song.
Oh, I love that song, but I'm sitting there like, why does Jack the Ripper come to my head with this song?
Yeah.
I guess he is going to snuff the rooster, maybe. I don't know.
maybe. Who knows?
Let's see. Amanda's asking another interesting question here. She says we're awesome. What is one of the things that you love about being in the band, and what is one thing you want to do that you haven't yet? By the way, writing an article. So
one thing that I love, well, the obvious one that doesn't count as an answer is playing shows, but we'll say like time spent in the green room before going on is like everybody's nervous, but it's kind of like we're all nervous together. And that's a unique situation that I don't find myself in a lot, where I'm with a bunch of people that, we all get along great and that I have a great relationship with, and we're all really nervous about the same thing. And it's not like we're dreading it, we're just excited. You got adrenaline. You're thinking about, am I going to be able to do this jump? I want to put on a really good show. And you have all this adrenaline going through you, and then you're all kind of together in that. And that feels really cool, because a lot of times when you're nervous about something, it's just like individual to you,
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I agree with that, actually. It's always good to get along well and stay in the background, learn that you are nervous, because everybody gets nervous. I get nervous when I go on shows, but you got to just relax and just go, we got this, guys.
And kind of,
yeah. I was just going to say, if we mess up, we mess up,
Yeah. I think Nita Strauss, she said 90% of my job is not making mistakes obvious. Because if you're playing and you play that, if you go like and you look upset,
Yep. Then that's
good.
That's obvious. Like, okay.
Yeah. I dropped my pick.
Hey, don't drop your pick now. We need that.
Yeah. Usually we have them on the mic stand, but I just have this one for now. And then the part 2 of it was something else that I want to do with the band. I would really, really like to play. There's a venue in Myrtle Beach that is their House of Blues.
Oh, yeah.
So cool. Their green room is absurd. It looks like something out of Pan's Labyrinth. It's really, really cool.
Well, is David Bowie in there?
Maybe. It's big enough. There was like I went there as like the support act, not the headliner. And our green room was like 5 rooms with an overlook of the venue that like you could see out and they couldn't see in. It was crazy. So I wonder I can't believe what the headliner's like.
Well, maybe one day when you go back to the House of Blues, we'll find out.
Yeah,
I'll be there.
It'll be a good time. We can go to the beach after the show. You can unwind, just swim,
Actually, I think that's one thing I commented on you when I first met you. I saw you hanging out there on the parking lot. I'm like, who's that guy? It's like he came back from the beach.
Yeah. I think I have a habit of wearing like beach shirts before shows.
Well, I think you kind of were, but I was just like,
yeah.
Okay. Now, one of the fans actually mentioned another question that I was going to mention, but it's this one. What song would you like to play live? Because you guys play a lot of songs live, different songs every now and then. Last time I heard you guys playing Cherry Pie, Turn Up the Radio, and I can't remember the other song you were playing, but it was 3 songs that I haven't heard you guys play before, so it was cool to always surprise us with newer songs.
Yeah. Either Livewire by Motley Crue or Unchained by Van Halen, or I love Van Halen so much. Dance the Night Away would be really, really sick.
I think you guys would be perfect for that one. I can see Tristan jumping around like David.
Yeah. I actually, like, the thing that made me want to play music overall was my friend and I played Guitar Hero Van Halen. For one summer. We just did it almost every day for like 8 hours, and to the point where we would have staring contests because we had all the parts on the, like, the plastic guitars totally memorized. And then his dad came downstairs and he was like, "Hey, I have real instruments in the other room," and there was drums and then there was a bass there, and I was like trying to play it, and we sucked because we didn't learn the real parts. We just knew the Guitar Hero parts. And I got home, and my dad, he was like, "Oh, like, I'm a bass player," and I was like, "Oh, can you teach me?" And he said, "Yep." And then he, like, guided my education from there as far as like learning and appreciating the instrument and having fun playing it too.
Oh, that's really nice. And then, so your dad was your teacher for playing the bass for a while, and then you kind of self-taught yourself in a way.
Yeah. He definitely gave me like an understanding of the instrument beyond like anything that I could have done on my own. And he showed me like Iron Maiden stuff, and he had old like Red Hot Chili Peppers bootleg
Nice
VHS. Yeah, which was like, I was like, whoa! You see Flea up there
going nuts.
And it's like, how can you not want to do that?
Yeah.
It's like, oh, okay. I see him now. That's the answer.
Yep. I want to be Flea.
Crazy Iron Maiden. Stuff like that. But I was like, oh, this is an option. I didn't know that, like, this is something that people did. So seeing all those like really, really great bass players gave me an appreciation for the instrument. It's not guitar with 2 less strings. It's like, it's its own thing,
Right.
Yeah.
Hey, the bass guitar is just as important as any other instrument.
Because it's like saying what wheel on your car is the least important. You kind of need all of them to go down the road,
Yeah, but out the other, it's not going to sound good, or it's not going to work like the car.
Yeah.
Hey, Fran here. I think she's trying to say that she wants you guys to play "Hysteria" by Def Leppard.
That would be pretty fun. I did see Def Leppard. That was my first concert. It was Cheap Trick, Poison, and Def Leppard at Riverbend.
I was there for that.
Yeah. Oh, well, then we were there. Yeah.
That's funny.
I went with my family. They were really good.
Oh, wow. Well, where were you? Like, which seat? I was far away. Oh, you were on the lawn?
Yeah. Crazy. Yeah.
I was on the lawn too. Oh my gosh.
I was a little bit towards the left.
I was too.
Oh, I might have said what's up and not known it.
Let's see. I was dancing around, and then some lady that was drunk wanted to dance with me, and I was like, whatever.
Yeah. Oh, hey, that's what's up. Yeah.
That's funny though that you were there.
Yeah.
It is a small world after all. Actually, I think Hysteria would be cool. I think another good song you guys should play would be another Aerosmith song.
Yeah.
Maybe do some Dream On or something.
Dream On would be sick. Last Child would be super sick.
Oh,
Back
yeah.
in the Saddle, Love in an Elevator, Walk This Way, all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Jams.
Fran here wants you to play Money Talks by AC/DC.
Oh, that'd be sick.
You guys should play a lot. You guys do play a bit of AC/DC. Mm-hmm. I think one day you guys should do some Bon Scott and Brian Johnson.
Yeah, like do both. Yeah.
And maybe also, because this is kind of weird for me. I grew up, when I got into Van Halen, I actually grew up with Sammy before I knew anything about David Lee Roth. So it's kind of interesting. Mm-hmm. You guys should do maybe 5 songs with Sammy, 5 songs with David.
Yeah, what's it? Best of Both Worlds?
Yeah.
That's a jam.
That's a great song. Love that song. One of my favorites. We're getting a lot of good comments here. November Rain, Amanda says. Mm-hmm. It's a completer life.
A little bit more time on the piano to learn that. I'll learn it though.
Okay, we won't say anything.
Okay. Sounds good. All right.
Let's see. Fran said, "Hell yeah." Okay, so going from all that, I think you kind of did mention this. You were with Mick Blankenship and all that. Were you with any other band before Mick, or was Mick your first?
So Mick was the first band, and that was the first like band beyond my like playing with my friends in high school, and that was like stuff like all super aggressive. And then I took like a total different turn. I played with an artist named Erin Coburn, and she does have some like alternative rock, but for the most part, our set would be like blues. So it'd be like, like walking and really mellow. And like, instead of like trying to look as upset as I could all the time, it was like, I was just kind of there, just kind of like bobbing my head and just like, so it was like a totally different thing. And I actually got the audition for Erin. She was like, do you know how to walk a 12-bar blues? And I said, yes. And I didn't know how. So in between the time of when I accepted the like audition date and when the audition was, I was like just studying like crazy. Like, okay, how do I do this right? Because there's a lot of difference between doing it as the barely acceptable standard and doing it as well as you should. There's like a ton of room between there. So I was trying to be, as equipped as I could for that audition. And then I was with her for, I think, a year and a half ish. And then last year around May, I joined that Arena Rock show.
Nice.
Yeah.
And the rest is history.
Yeah. Yeah.
And of course, you being with Mick Blankenship, he did his, he has his own solo band and everything. Mm-hmm. And I know John Moyer produced a little bit of that. Were you there for that? Were you part of those albums? So
I believe the process was he wrote everything with John before he even like looked for a band, because that was 2018, and then Dan and Larry and I, who we played for him originally, we auditioned in like I think a few months after that, like in the fall after he had completed the record. But John did come to the show, like we got to hang and stuff. He was super nice, super supportive, very like very approachable, Oh yeah. Despite playing in Disturbed, which is like a huge band.
Yeah. It's funny. I actually met John unexpectedly. I didn't go to no concert or anything. It was my friend's birthday. There he was, just drinking a beer and singing Billie Jean by Michael Jackson, which was funny. And I'm, is that John Moyer? It's John Moyer. Came over to talk to us. He's a cool guy.
Yeah, he's a great singer.
It was just interesting, though. I never heard him sing Michael Jackson before. I was like, get it.
Yeah.
But, and I think, with the experience you had when Mick Blankenship, and you joining the band, that Arena Rock show, you had this fantastic energy. Thank you. I think you kind of sparked a whole new energy in the band. How did you manage to spark that energy, or did it just go, just clicks?
I don't know what I did. If it was me, whatever part I had in it, I just, whenever I like approach a group with like a whole new set of songs that I have to learn, I just try and make sure that I'm as absolutely prepared as I can be, like when going in. And I think that, whenever you're adding someone new to a band, there's always a moment where you're wondering, like, how seriously are they going to take this? Are they actually going to learn the songs? Because you can learn the song where you can play it if the other guy knows it. And then you can learn the song well enough to where, like, you're not leaning on anybody. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And I got there, and they all knew the songs, like, down pat. And I was like, okay, I prepared. And I took it super, super seriously because I knew, like, they're all professionals. They know these songs really well. Mm-hmm. So I wanted to just, like, walk in the room and have it feel, good. And because they're all such, like, excellent musicians, and to my own credit, I gave it a lot of time. We, like, walked in, and I think we started with, like, Kickstart and went into Youth Gone Wild. And it honestly felt like we had been playing together for, like, a year just because they knew the songs, and I gave the material, like, the respect it should. And I think after that, it was like, oh, we can relax. You know what I mean? Like, he's not going to be like a goober who's like, wait, what's the next part? What's the next part? Where does is this the end of the song, or is there another chorus? Is it a double chorus? Wait. You have to cue me. You know what I mean?
Right.
Because no one else in the group is like that. Everyone knows their stuff. So I knew,
Yeah.
like, okay, I need to know my stuff. Yeah.
Right. And it's important to know your stuff, and especially when you're coming to an audition, you gotta know the stuff. And I think one rule I've learned, something that Paul Stanley said that I completely agree with: don't go up and say you know everything, because if you say that, you're in trouble.
Yes, absolutely. And just because you think you're right doesn't mean you are right.
Exactly.
Yeah.
The customer is always right. Of course, sometimes I can't stand the customer, but that's just me because.
Yeah. There's sometimes they'll just grate you down to your bone, and you're like, okay, stop. Yeah.
Amanda said that they're my bowling buddy. Still got the bowling medal.
Were you on the winning team?
I was on Jack's, not your, sorry, Ryan Rocket's team.
Oh, right on.
Yeah, we were the winning team, I believe. And I'll be honest with you, I think the only reason we won is because I think I accidentally typed in my name twice.
Oh, so you had another. Geez, I think even with that, you still would have beat me. I think it was like 10 frames. I think I got 13 points or something. I was just throwing absolute gutter balls,
Well, Tristan was cracking me up.
On my team because they were, they were trying. They were doing pretty well.
Well, Tristan was cracking me up more because I saw him go right in towards the bowling pins, close, and actually gets a strike. And I'm thinking, you can't do that.
Yeah. I like the not serious trash talking,
Oh yeah,
always fun.
I like to get competitive, but I think it's always good to just hey, we're just here to play.
Yeah.
Still, it was good to win.
It does feel good to win.
Okay, so here's a question that I don't know why I decided that I'm going to ask you this, but I think I should.
Sure.
Are you ever going to do a stage dive?
If when the time is right, I'll put my bass down and just go for it.
Make sure you don't end up like Jack Black.
Yeah, I don't want to eat any concrete. When the moment is right, I'll know. It'll be like destiny. All the other sound will fade away. It'll all get quiet, and I'll just, like a swan, just dive out there.
And then I'll sit there like, what was that?
Yeah.
Where'd he go?
Let's get this on video. Yeah.
Well, I think the reason I kind of ask is because Getty Rose does the worm. T-Bone dances around like David Lee Roth and all that good stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Nikki, he has a style of like the Star Child of Kiss, and he likes to bash the guitar. So I'm sitting there thinking, Jack should have his own random thing. He should do like a stage dive or something. That'd be cool. I'm
tempted. That or doing a handstand, but got to get that upper body strength, Yeah.
Got to work out,
Yeah.
All right. Well, coming from off all that, if an artist actually came up to you, like a local artist, anybody, and they asked you for advice how to make it, what would you say?
Be as prepared as you can be for every show, because when you're on the stage, you will be judged harshly for mistakes. Mm-hmm. And as much fun and as magical as it is, you need to know what you're doing before you walk up there,
I like that.
Like, people are there to have a good time. And if you're like, wait, how does this song go? And you don't, and you give off that impression that, you're unsure. You kind of have to be recklessly confident. Yeah.
And the names
I guess that's it. Be recklessly confident and have the preparation to back it up.
Well, now you got to do this priest talk in my head from the song Reckless.
You're welcome. Yeah.
It's funny. Denise said about that crowd question, the crowd will never give you back.
That's the issue. I got to get home in the morning,
It's like, guys, I got to get home. Sorry.
Yeah. I want to take a shower.
Another good question from one of the fans here. He's asking, does the band have plans to write your own music at some point?
We've definitely kicked the idea around. It will be very fun. And with how into 80s hair metal we all are, I think it would be fun. So it's definitely a conversation that happens frequently. So yeah.
Well, I'm pretty sure you guys can pull it off. I mean, there's a band called Crazy Licks, and they sound just like the 80s. They're great. You should look them up. Geddy Lee's solo album sounds amazing and has that 80s vibe. So, yeah, I think you guys can definitely write some songs that does give that vibe.
Yeah, Geddy, he's such an incredible songwriter. Like, not only is he, like, really fun to be around, but he's always prepared. He's great at what he does, and he, like, can put out some really good songs, you know? And he's a great singer, too.
Oh, yeah. I like how he sings Purple Rain.
Yeah.
I was like, wow, that is awesome. Let's see. Somebody else actually asked, are you going to do solos at May shows? Or any of the May shows, I believe.
I'm still figuring out where to place it in the set, because, like, you don't want the end of the solo to be like, okay, and then there's like a gap between the song. You know, you need to like bridge between the solo and the song, so it just kind of like flows, you know. But yeah, absolutely. I'm like timing out all sorts of stuff to like see like, okay, how's this and this, to like place all the different parts that I want to do, you know. Yeah, and keep it fun. Yeah.
Oh, also Amanda says to tell Geddy to finish Purple Rain before all the women revolt.
I will. He does that song really well, and I always remember, because it starts on a C. But like, because I'll come in with Ryan and play that with him, but always before that I'll just be panicking. I'm like, what's the first note? But I know it's a C. There have been times where I've written out, you know, the first note is a C on like a little piece of paper, and I'll put it down, and I'll always panic just because like he does it so well, and he does it after like Eruption, you know. So like,
oh yeah,
I don't want to mess this up for him. I'm the support, and I just you know what I have to do? That's it. I do that and just stand still, you know?
Stand still. Look like a statue.
Those are the extent of my responsibilities. And that's probably the most nervous part of the show.
Right.
Because I'm like, he's great, and I don't want to mess this up for him. But I haven't messed it up yet, so that's good at least.
Well, Amanda says you do an amazing job.
Thank you.
I can tell the fans really enjoy you, and I enjoy you a lot. I think you're probably one of the best bass players I've seen in the local region. Honestly, I could see.
Thank you.
I don't know if you'll agree with me, but I could see you playing with a lot of the big bands like Poison or Aerosmith or something. I don't know.
Please, thank you. Have you seen Dave Wade? Dave Wade is really good.
No, I haven't seen him, but maybe I'll see him too and see what happens.
Yeah, but thank you for saying that, though. I appreciate that.
Oh yeah, maybe one day it will happen. If I see you on the stage with Motley or any of those bands, I'm gonna call you up and go like, I hate you.
Oh, you know, I'll get you backstage. How about that?
That works. Good deal.
Okay, sweet. Yeah.
So, I with everything that's going on with the band, I think I've asked this to all the members of the band that I have talked to. What is your current goal for the band? Or is there just a goal in general for everybody?
I would say like I'll break it down into like categories. On like the technical side, I'd say with like all of the improvements that we've added, making sure that everything works. We recently got an in-ear system, so instead of like using stage monitors on the stage, we have like transmitter packs, and then they're technically earbuds, but they're like, you know, specially tuned for like hearing a live band, and they isolate your ears so you don't get hearing damage. And making sure that works is the goal that I have on the technical side. As far as because that's like, you know, probably 80 to 90 wires that all have to be ran correctly, and if any of them are wrong, the whole thing's wrong, you know. And that's going to be my responsibility, so making sure that's good. For the band, I want to go to, there's a place in Destin, I believe, called Club LA. It's a really cool venue. I want to go there. And then playing at the House of Blues in Myrtle Beach would be really cool. And there's a place called Newport News in Virginia. So if we could do those in like a run, it'd be 3 shows where all of them you can go to the beach. So that'd be pretty cool.
Nice.
Yeah.
Another good goal for you guys is try to play at the Whiskey a Go Go.
That would be we could like it'd be sweet if we could like set up a run of shows to where like we play a bunch of nights in a row and then like we get out there and then we play the Whiskey and then we have like a day off in California to like enjoy the weather and all the good food.
Mm-hmm. I would so love that. I've never been to LA, to be honest with you. I always wanted to. Another fan here has asked, with Eddie Van Halen gone, who do you think is the best guitarist right now?
If I'm just like listening to them, probably there's this dude named Tim Henson that plays in Polyphia, or Scotty LePage. They play in a group called Polyphia. But for like the total, how they play, how they sing, how they are on stage, and like how their personality is, probably Nita Strauss. She plays really well. Her stage presence is second to none. She can sing backups really well. And I have a ton of respect for how like strong her social media presence is. Because that's, you're functionally running a business in addition to being an incredible guitar player.
Oh, yeah. She does a great job. I have a lot of respect for her, too. I was watching NXT last week. It's a wrestling thing. If you watch wrestling, she did the Star Spangled Banner for the show, and I'm thinking, holy cow!
Yeah,
that chick is awesome.
Yeah. Also worth mentioning, there's a dude named Jason Hook who he played for Five Finger Death Punch. I think from like the late 2000s until like last year. He is preposterous. He does this like thing where he will fix his whole arm and he just like moves his hand like that, and then he plays like that. He was teaching Nikki Sixx how he does his picking technique. It's crazy. So he's really good too.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, I definitely agree with that. There's a lot of great guitar players out there now. Eddie was an amazing guitar player, and he brought up a lot of things that made guitar players cool. But I think it's good to know that there are other good guitar players out there. And a lot of good bass players too. I hate to say it, I think Nikki Sixx is one of my favorite bass players. A lot of people may say, "Nah, he ain't that great. He's average," but I don't know. I think he's amazing.
He has such a great tone. All the notes, instead of being like super flat, they all have like just the perfect amount of distortion, just the perfect amount of treble. Like his feel's really good, and he's a great songwriter too.
Oh yeah, you just want to get that band rolling.
Yeah.
I also like Steve Harris. Great bass player right there.
Yeah, he's really good.
That guy's crazy. And I think, honestly, I kind of want to ask your style of bass playing. I know your influences is Red Hot Chili Peppers and Van Halen. And did you kind of get your style from them? Or was it just like, okay, I can do it?
So it's a good question. I tend to learn bass parts according to like the music that I'm listening to. So Chili Peppers and Van Halen, like learning those songs were like right when I was like learning how to play the bass, and I could play them halfway decent. Not like I've definitely improved since I like first started learning, but I've also like if I see someone crazy on like Instagram or anything, I'll like find their website and then like get their sheet music, for what they do. So it's been partially inspired by that, and then like joining this group, I'm like finding some like 80s groups and 90s groups that I gravitate towards. Like I really like Extreme. Their bass player is really, really good. He's super sick. So it's kind of like you just keep learning stuff, and the like bank in your head of like riffs and like cool fills just like grows as you learn more and more songs. So but like right now it's definitely like I'm really enjoying like a lot of this like 80s like it's kind of Motown influenced, but guys like Rudy Sarzo he's really good. Yeah, and he plays in like so many different bands.
He plays in Blue Oyster Cult now. It's insane. I'm like, what? But
probably the most like I'd say like left field influence that I have. There's a dude named Clay Gober who he's also in Polyphia, and I've been taking lessons. He teaches something called hybrid picking. Here, I'm gonna. So where you normally like, is there enough light on this hand?
Oh yeah.
Okay, so you can like strum, And then when you want to do like slap stuff, you'd use your thumb.
Oh, wow.
And this. So what this technique does is you both have a pick and your fingers. So you would like strum. And so you kind of have the best of like slap technique and then the best of like picking technique. And so you can do like really, really fast runs. So I've also been learning from him.
Wow.
And
That's kind of nice.
Hopefully probably next week, put out like a video because like you can use it, take the Still of the Night riff. Sorry if I'm going off on a tangent, but like the riff on it is like that. But you
right.
could, to do it slow, you could do like that.
Oh, wow.
Just like add some flair. So I've definitely been getting down with his stuff too.
That's awesome, man. Thank you for sharing that. That was kind of cool.
Thank you. Yeah, thank you.
Fran asked if you can give her a souvenir next show.
Sure. I have some glow in the dark picks. I'd be happy to.
Well, I'll be in the air too. I'm open.
Sweet. Yeah. And if I don't know, I'm kind of deadly with them. Because I can get some real power behind it, and I almost like feel bad doing it, but
I don't feel
my
too
justification is that it's glow in the dark, so you can totally see it. It looks like a firefly if it's at night, which is pretty fun.
Oh yeah, I mean, hey, don't feel too bad. I mean, I remember one day I went to go see you guys at the Halloween show. I don't know if you were part of this one, but Nikki, flew 2 picks right where I was, super fast right over my head, and almost knocked me out. I'm like, where'd we go? Oh, it's right there.
Yeah,
it was great, but he can flick those picks pretty fast. So I don't know how you guys do that. It's kind of impressive.
when you have all that adrenaline, it's easy. Like right now, if I were to throw it, it wouldn't be that bad. But you have all that adrenaline, you're like, okay, I need to throw this, and then the next note is in like half a second. You're moving fast.
Right. Well, hey man, look, it's been great. It's been an honor to talk to you, to get to know you more, and also get to know what the band's been going on. I really appreciate everything you guys do. Seriously, it's always good to see that there are bands still out there trying to perform a show, especially in these hard times.
Thank you.
Yeah, but we do need to get going here. Pretty sure you need to get back to your rehearsal and all that good stuff, right?
Get back to my bass. Yeah.
Exactly. Well, anyway, guys, thank you for tuning in. It's been a pleasure. Thank you for the comments, and I hope to see you all later. Take care and keep on rocking.
See you.